If there was a little bit delay there, it's because this thing is so spastic on this Wi-Fi out here. Sorry about that. Welcome everyone to Lockbeard Random Live number 66 blocked. It's Sunday, March 7th, 2022. What's up, everybody? See, Squash Talks here. The Squash Wildman icon. Well, yeah, I've been blocked on a lot of channels. um, Scottish Wildman says I usually always do. Yeah, I've been blocked on a lot of channels, but Saturday night we had our normal LOCKBEARD Phenomena, and the last hour at least was just crazy because Mr. Lee was pissed. And so, for anyone that doesn't see that one or hasn't seen it yet, Mr. Lee was pissed off. Mr. Lee was so out of character that night. I had him email me so I could make sure it was really him. I couldn't believe the stuff that Mr. Lee was saying up in here. Which, Mr. Lee, it's fine. I don't care. Go whatever, dude. But I didn't think it was you for a little bit there. Joe says, hi, folks. Just want to jump in and say hi before I get banned. Oh, nobody gets banned here. The only person that wasn't a bot that I've blocked on this channel, I did by accident. Like I was trying to click on their comment, and somehow when I double clicked, and you don't need to double click, I don't guess, but anyway, I did just out of habit, and I hit the three dots and somehow hit the block. And I didn't know how to undo it. It took me a couple days before I was able to figure out like how to, because I never dealt with that before. I don't block people. And even if I block bots, I've blocked lots of spam bots. But yeah, Mr. Lee on Saturday night up in here, he was all kinds of not acting like his normal self. And he was all pissed that somebody had blocked somebody else on somebody else's chat. And then later that night, I see Pat come on, and he's having issues with that as well, with people getting blocked that he doesn't feel should be blocked. I would almost bet that maybe one, I don't know how many he had blocked, but maybe one or two could have been accidentally blocked. And I saw Nikki saying that she actually blocked Raptor, like he was way out of control, I guess. And she said other mods felt the same way. So I told Raptor many times, like, dude, you've got to chill. You've got to chill out. You're gonna get blocked. But that just explains the one in that case. So I don't know who did all the other ones. Not my channel. I don't know. But I've had people like tell me, well, that's why you got to have mods so you can deal with. I'm like, yeah, but I've seen what happened. I've been on the other end of that where the mods get a little too wrenchy, and then the owner of the channel, well, in the case of freaking, Carrie, every time, well, not every time, but a lot of times when people try to say, hey, what's going on? Why'd you block me? He's like, I don't know anything about it. Someone else must have done it. And I don't buy that bullshit for a second, but it gives them an out, right? But on this channel, on LOCKBEARD channel, at least until it just gets too much for me to handle with bots and stuff, the buck stops here, right? If you get blocked, I either did it on accident like I did with Space Cake that day, or I did it on purpose, and I will tell you as I'm doing it right now, like, let's see, who are we going to block today? Donald! Just kidding, Donald. Just kidding. But yeah, I'll freaking tell you right here, right now. See who needs to be blocked. Who wants it? Who wants it? Troy says some blockification happening on Squatch Talk too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess I didn't read your comment fast enough. I guess he was mad. Yeah, I saw that. He wasn't happy about it. Like if you got mods like who aren't on the same page, so I don't know what to do. Like when I have to get mods, I guess I'm just gonna have to say, look, here are the rules. I don't care. I don't care if you hate the other person. They're the wrong religion. They're the wrong color, and they're the wrong orientation, and you hate all of them. That's your business. But you do not bring it here into the chat. In the chat, it's free expression until it goes to the point that's too far. Where they're completely disrupting chat. They're dropping words that are against YouTube's policy, which is going to get us in trouble. They're like if someone comes in here dropping in bombs. Okay, that's a troll. That's someone here to cause chaos, not to express their opinion. So they gotta go. But I guess like I don't know if it needs to be in writing somewhere. So look, if you're a mod on this channel, don't block people because you have a personal beef with them, or don't just block people willy-nilly. That's people. People come to live stream specifically. The only thing different between a live stream and a not live stream is it's live, and they get to interact with the host at least to some extent, and sometimes even ask questions of the guests. That's why they're at a live stream. So you start blocking them out of chat, that's that. I think you should have a really good reason for it. But I've seen it happen on other channels. I didn't know it was happening on Pat's channel, but other ones, yeah, definitely I've seen it happen. Meredith says, "Hello, Lockbeard, everyone. Chat. No clue what happened yesterday in here, but I sure hope that never happens again, Mr. Lee." Yeah, I emailed Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee says he's in much better spirits. But man, he was. I did not. I for a minute there, I thought he was like a hacked by a Russian bot or something. I was trying to figure out what the hell's going on right now. I mean, him and Cheese Freak were just going for the jugular in the chat, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It was unbelievable. But I guess they really were fighting. Troy says Mr. Lee was a wild man that day. Yeah. Meredith says no, Mr. Lee yet. Well, I'm sure he'll show up. He was asking if I was going to be live tonight. Ida says hello, Lockbeard. Welcome back. Hey, Ida. Thanks for coming. Squatch Talk says it's not easy to find the unblocked section. Yeah, it's not like what's the right word? Intuitive. I mean, because I did it before, and I was wanting to go back in there yesterday, I think it was, and just make sure, like, because if you're having funny business happening, and other channels are having funny business happening, maybe there is some hacked accounts or something going on. But I got in there and no one's blocked, because like the last time when I did go in there, I unblocked everybody that was in there, even the bots. And because I figure bots they'll probably not come back, and we haven't had much along the lines of bots for a little while now. It's like they calmed down or something. But I did that because I don't want to end up having to sort through a big long list of blocked people ever. I just want to go in there and see it, one or two names, or whatever. But yeah, what I'd forgotten from the last time I'd looked, so I had to go and I just jumped over on a DuckDuckGo and did a quick search, how to unblock people, because I'd totally forgotten, and I'd just done it a few weeks ago. Let's see, Donald's here. Welcome. I don't know if I said official welcome to you. Ernie's here. Welcome. Who else is? Everybody's getting their highs in. Brian and Chewy's here. Welcome. Pat says, I'm going to make it very clear with any new mods. Yeah, that's the only thing I think to do is like say, look, just lay down like very, specific rules for your chat, because everyone's going to have different rules, some people don't want cussing at all, stuff like that. But Ernie says hello to Brian. Joe says, I've timed out a couple of people if it's warranted, but I've never blocked anyone so far except bots. Yeah, it's really hardly ever necessary. There's only been one person that's been challenging so far, and that has been Enlightened Mank, because he just keeps going on and on and on, long message after long message of this bullshit that usually has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And he just keeps saying, he's always pushing flat earth and circuit board earth and all this shit. But he stopped. He's figured out to stop. But for a while there, I was thinking he's pushing it close to troll level here, even for me. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, I guess Saturday night was the end of the 2 weeks. I mean, I was still able to live stream on the backup channel, but a lot of people probably don't even know that I got that. So, think so. Lester's here. Welcome. And I all the live streams I did over there, I uploaded them on this channel yesterday, and they didn't turn out in order. I hate it, because I uploaded them in order, but they didn't process. They processed at different speeds and upload at different speeds, and it got out of order. And I don't know if that's going to do me any good to try and contact YouTube and say, hey, you guys, this is stupid. I uploaded them in order, and they're not listed in order on the page. That's messing with my OCD. Damn it. And I don't know if there's a way that I can reorder them. I don't know. Donald says, I would really like to talk to Mr. Lee and find out why he was so mad at the one who did it to me. He said he saw in the chat where it says the name of the mod and that they hid you. He said he saw that. So, and she was saying she didn't do it, but it was in the chat, right? So in Mr. Lee's mind, she did it, and she's claiming she didn't do it, so she's lying to me. And so I, without I don't, because I went over that because I don't go to that channel anymore. I decided it's on my bullshit channel list, and I don't watch it anymore. So, but I did go and look at the chat, and I could see where people were talking to you, but you weren't there. You weren't visible. And it also meant that whoever blocked you, that message where it says they hid you, that's missing as well from the chat. Retroactively, it's taken out. Like, I hate that because it ruins the record. Like, for some things it's good, but for other things it kind of ruins the record. Like, on one hand, like say you change your name, you change it from Donald Fuller to something else. Well, in all the old chats you've been in, it changes the name Donald Fuller to the new name. Well, I don't know if that's I don't think I just feel like that isn't the right thing to do, because that's a record of something, and it's just been altered retroactively. So someone needs to go back and see what the hell's going on. A person could mess up someone's research into a conversation if they need to research a conversation. On the other hand, though, that has been useful to me before, because someone come in the chat with this name I didn't recognize, But when I went back and looked at another chat on, I think it was even on another channel, that I knew that we'd had a conversation with a certain person about a certain thing, and it had that name on it, but that wasn't the person I was talking to over there. So now I knew who it was. They had changed their name, trying to be slick or whatever. They're long gone now, as far as I know, unless they change their name again. But so in that regard, it's useful. So I don't know. It'd be nice if I could see both or something, but that, YouTube's never going to be that helpful. But yeah, Mr. Leith felt she was lying to him. So ready for a round of whack-a-mole. Pyro is. Yeah. Welcome to the chat, Pyro. Brian says Lee was out of sorts yesterday and couldn't let it go. Yeah, I just didn't think it was him for a little bit there. Way out of character. Why is this chat jumping around me? Danny has been gigging him hard lately. Metal's up. Stock's down, she says. Troy says, anyone seen people crawling out of body bags yet? Ukraine? Yeah, I don't know. We can't really know what's going on over there. There's so much propaganda. Every time you get to digging, you start finding out something else is BS. And so I give up. Unless I knew somebody in Ukraine, and I knew that they were a legit source that I could trust personally, I don't know for sure what's going on. The mainstream media has lied to us about so much. I give up. YouTube blocked Russia equals less bots. That could be it. It could be it. Or I wish Russia would just, try to be cool. Be a little more cool. Nobody, you don't need to do all that shit. Donald says, to Pine Island had a bot today. Jeff was giving his greens to it. Today? He's supposed to come on tonight in about 2 hours from now, isn't he? Last week he didn't come on. I don't know what the deal is. Has he changed his time or what's going on with Pine Island? There's Nikki. She says, "Oh, I checked my blocked hidden peeps and I added more." See, Nikki's got a different set of rules over there. Lester says, "Hey, Nikki, Donald, Joe, Pat, Pyro, Troy, Brandy, welcome." She says, "Lockbird, hey you, Donald, I did, Lester, Pyro, Nikki." Meredith, I don't remember if I actually said hi to you and welcome, but what up? Oh, and speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Gotta hide you and block. Bam. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, I saw it. Eventually, when I got down to it. Michael Haywood's here. Says, I had to block Mr. Fuller from my channel for nudity. Really? You come on camera butt ass naked? The boys heard you. Try to catch up here. Is there another bot? Yep, there is. Yeah, I don't know why you guys try. No one's going to click on your link. It goes to kitty bad stuff. Block. Adios. Scottish Wildman says, live is best because there's no fucking adverts. Some channels are a nightmare to watch if you missed it live. Yeah. Yeah, advertisements suck, but they're necessary to make money. So Meredith says, "Oh, I'm like, oh no, not Donnie Nude Bum." Donald says Pine Island canceled tonight. His guest canceled. Oh, again? So he wasn't on last week and he's not on this week either. It's like he did the Clunt special and it's derailed the channel. It's like has he got a curse from the Clunt? Bots galore. Yeah. Damn, he was wrong. Power of manifestation. Pat says no Pine Island show tonight. No Pine Island show tonight. Well, that's just sad. Michael says Mr. Fuller did a wang shot. What? You whipped it out live, Donald? Said it was a new cryptid. Well, you know, for some of these guys, they got enough of a belly on them that they might as well be a cryptid to them. They ain't seen it in years. So Squatch Talk said, "No, I did a show with Jeff after the Clunt show." Yeah, you did. Yeah. Donald says it's the smallest cryptid known to science community, Mr. Haywood. Oh my gosh. Well, it probably has a hard time staying warm. You probably should get it a merkin. Yep. Danny says, greetings from South Carolina. Greetings from the Empire, Danny Stanton. How's it going? Mr. Lee needs to get up in here. Be his happy self again. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I think a lot of channel owners don't really know that's going to happen until it does. Anytime you give people a little power, there's always going to be some percentage of them that's going to abuse that power, no matter how tiny a thing it is. Whether you're putting a badge on a cop or you're putting a blue wrench in a mod's hand, you're always going to have somebody that's going to abuse it. Now, I don't know that that'll ever happen here because, well, I didn't see it ever happen over on the backup channel because I made everybody a mod on the backup channel, and I said this is the only convoy live stream that's 100% modded by the cryptid community because everyone that was a mod is a cryptid community person. And they're probably the best mods. They know how to deal with cryptids such as trolls. Pat says, now I caught up the chat. Yeah. Sometimes I catch up. Lester says, smirkin'. Chessboard's here. He says hello to everybody. Tall Ones is here. Welcome. Joe says I'll admit it, if I was a Sith Lord, I would so abuse my power. Well, if you were a Sith Lord and you didn't abuse your power, somebody would think you were ill. They'd think you were sick. They're like, get this guy a doctor. Ernie says that's the problem with the government. Oh yeah. Well, it's worse with the government because people who are in the government are almost all, well, I mean, they have to be all. They're all people who sought out positions of power. If someone is looking for a position of power, most of the time they're looking for it for the wrong reasons. You have some percent, I mean, there's some small number of people that do it because, they're just passionate about it. They're really, it's something that truly interests them, or they truly want to do the right thing. They truly care about the country and want to do the right thing. But there's a lot of them who are just people who are hungry for power, and that's really it. They don't really care about us. They don't care about us. Brandy says, I don't know. I agree with Nikki. Some people just need to be banned. Just need to be banned, she says. So, fuck out of here, Raptor. I don't know. Has he even ever come over to this channel? I don't remember for sure. I thought he had. Squash Talk says, I felt betrayed, and you all have no idea what the result of all that was. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, hell, Saturday night we had Mr. Lee in the chat just losing his shit. I've never seen him like that. I didn't think it was really him. He was pissed. And yeah, like we went an hour over with him and Cheese Freak going at each other's throats. It was getting kind of personal. I mean, not for me because I'm like, just kind of watching and trying to mediate between them, but they were, whoo, they were not happy with each other. But Mr. Lee was the really surprised me because he's been nothing but cheerful to everybody, just neutral. But he was losing his shit. Paramedic says, we even know how to deal with the cryptids whose name shall not be spoken. I'm not sure I know exactly what you're referring to. Michael Haywood says Brent loves the Philip Morris video. Was he from NC? Scotch Wildman says, what's that, Pat? Another list of blocked people? Randy says, I didn't mean that, Lockbeard. You sure? Fuck out of here, Pyro. Or not Pyro, Raptor. Raptor. Brian says, yeah, that sucks, Pat, not knowing people were blocked. Yeah. Well, now he knows where to go to get it. So I don't know if he'll go check it regularly. If he's going to, well, but he's reduced down to one mod. So that won't be, probably won't have any more issues. Most are little tyrants, says Ernie. Joe says, I guess I'm working too much. I'm missing something here. What are you missing? You talking about the Mr. Lee blow up the other night? Yeah, that was Saturday night. We ran overtime with Mr. Lee and Cheese Freak trying to chat kill each other. Brandy says, I believe if someone becomes enough of an annoyance to the stream or is disrespectful, they can be banned. Depends on how much you want to put up with, I suppose. Yeah. Well, and like Pat mentioned on his video, and I've mentioned a long time ago, each of you individually have the ability to block someone if you want, like so that just you can't see them. You can do that. And so that makes me wonder, why do I ever really need to do it? Like some people may want to like jack around with Mank, and other ones of you may not want to talk to him at all. So you may want to just block him so that you can't see him. So the power is, you have the power. you know. So that's kind of what I'm hoping people do here for the most part. Because I know Mank's been getting on people's nerves. I know Raptor gets on people's nerves. But I hate to block them unless I absolutely have to. And he says, "I'm gonna kick your butt, Raptor." Had nothing to do with my comment. My good. Chessboard says, Joe, that W word is the dirtiest word I've heard in a long time. W word? I don't know what you're talking about there. Pyro says, Sanders single-handedly banned the client. Yeah. Yeah, Sanders don't like to hear the word clunt. I gather. Oh, you're talking about work. I got you. Took me a minute to catch on to what you're talking about there. Donald says there have been questions raised in the past with the banhammer and the person involved in mine. You mean over on Bullshit Odyssey, or another channel? Because yeah, you'll ask him like, "Why'd you ban me?" And he'll be like, "I didn't ban you." He'll play dumb, which he may legitimately not know, but I don't know. There's some funny business going on over there. 7 days a week. Danny says, what someone says in a YouTube chat, no matter what, probably isn't going to affect my life at all. Yeah. The tall one says, hey, Donald, I was a mod on Squatch Talk and never banned you or anyone. Yeah, Pat made me a mod too. I never banned anyone. Mr. Lee's always trying to get people to make me mod, or he used to do that. He'd be always like, make LOCKBEARD mod. I'm like, well, I'm not going to ban anybody. I mean, I would ban a bot, but I never even done that on another channel because even if I spot it in time, someone else already jumped on it, So, I've never even banned a bot over on Squatch Talk. Nikki says, yep, we have the power. Exactly. That's how I have all the channels and major people involved in Dark Waters blocked. My list is long. Yeah. Yeah. See, I haven't even blocked Dark Waters up in here. That's how serious I am about free expression. And he hasn't stuck his head in here for a long time. But when he was here, all he did was type 3 little dots, like, it's like, and I know what that is. Like, he thinks he's being cute, he thinks he's being intimidating, and he's just giving me a chuckle. He wants everyone to just think he's just this big bad, ominous person out there. There's stories out there being told that people got hurt, and fuck you guys, what the fuck ever. Seriously. Dark Waters. Yes, I mean, I haven't even blocked him. Or even whatever DDoS's account's called now. I haven't even blocked that. Because I'm not afraid to talk to him. I mean, they tried to intimidate me. They tried to spook me. They tried to scare me. Threatened litigation. All this bullshit. Whatever, guys. Oops. Joe says, Chessboard, you got to do what you got to do, and right now I have to do that. All over the community, Donald says. Oh, all your banning across. Well, I mean, if you keep a tally of everyone that blocks you, and then you compare that to my list of channels that I consider to be the bullshit side of the Bigfoot community, the channels you do not want to go to if you want to keep things real, they probably match. You've probably been banned. Well, you have been banned. You got banned from Texas channel, right? Yeah, a lot of people are surprised by that. Texas channel, Bullshit Odyssey, Hidden Exaggeration. I'm swapping up the words. Beast TV. Believe it or not, I do not consider that a trusted channel. There's one particular incident behind that. Chessboard says, Lockbeard, by the way, congrats, you're back in business. Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't totally gone. I mean, I had the other channel, so. And I uploaded all the videos from the backup channel to this channel yesterday. So they all made it here anyway, although they don't have the chat with them. So if someone's watching on a replay, they're not going to see the chat, but they'll see where I put the chat on the screen and read the chats. And so when I was over there, I was trying to be more thorough about reading chats and putting them on screen, because I knew that when I upload them to this channel, that the chat is not going to show up on the side, but they'll see it on screen. So that'll somewhat solve that issue, because some people do want to see the chat, at least some. Brandy says, me too, Nikki, and I don't care. Donald says, Brent got banned on Texas show the other day. Mr. Lee found out who did it and was riding them pretty hard the other day. Or Brent, I got banned. Yeah. Oh, was Brent asking about that? Oh, yeah. The whole last hour of my show Saturday night, and well, actually more than that. I don't know how long it was. Mr. Lee come in here and was all kinds of pissed off, not acting like himself at all. He was not happy, and he was tearing in the cheese freak, and she was calling him names, and it was a whole cluster clunt up in the chat. And I put it on screen. I don't know if I got it all on screen, because yeah, that one was done on the alternate channel, so I had to upload it. So you're not going to see the actual chat. Damn it. Yeah, you'll only see the parts I put on screen. Hopefully I got it all on screen. I'm not sure if I did get it all, but yeah, they had a pretty good fight in the chat. Michael says, tall ones, Phillips, Gorilla Suit, Ad, Sad, Charlotte, North Carolina at the bottom. Just curious. Chessboard asked if Brandy saw some wing. Who was it, Donald? It was Cheese Freak. It's Cheese Freak. Cheese Freak says she didn't do it, at least, or maybe she did it on accident, because I did it on accident once. I accidentally banned someone once, but Mr. Lee wasn't buying it, I don't think. Tall one says the DW crowd is a bunch of losers with no power anywhere in life. Yeah. They like to think they have it, though. Donald says, it just seems funny that Kerry Arnold was the guest. He goes away for 30 seconds, and I was blocked at that time. Not sure if he messaged the involved to do it. I wouldn't put it past him, you know. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't put it past him. I think the guy's a snake in the grass. He just is. And, you know, that's why I get so irritated. Like the other night, you know, I was on the Lost Cryptids Conservatory, and and he's been displeased with some things and some people involved in 168, but Carrie didn't seem to be one of them. So I had to say a few things in the chat. I had to. I was trying to be as nice as I could, so he didn't like get mad and block me. He didn't seem to be getting mad. I might have made him a little uncomfortable with some of it. But if he's trusting Carrie, man, somebody's got to shake that tree a little bit. Chessboard says, Brandy, you don't know what you're missing. What the hell? Who's text says, Joe? His channel used to be called Trinity Paracryptid, but I guess it's now called Texas Front Porch, which was the name of his show because he had a couple different shows, the Texas Front Porch, and then what was the other one? I can't remember. But anyway, now the name of the channel is Texas Front Porch. Well, he's a Dogman believer. He says he saw Dogman. And then also another issue I have with him, and I don't know, like he's never denounced DDoS. He used to be real tight with DDoS. And of course, DDoS is all up in the Dogman thing, right? He's all about the Dogman bullshit. And, but I was still kind of watching the channel for quite a while, even though it was full of bullshit. The guys seemed like, nice guys and stuff. But then they blocked me because I got a little rough in chat, I guess, and they blocked me, and I was like, you know what, I don't need to watch your channel anymore, so I stopped. But yeah, geez, freaking Mr. Lee doing battle in the chat. Brandy says, Donald, so you don't believe it's who Mr. Lee said it was? Well, Mr. Lee says he saw the notification in the chat where it says the name of the mod and that they blocked, and it gives the name of the person they hid. So it would have said, I think Donald Fuller was hidden by Cheese Freak is what it would have said. Mr. Lee says he saw that message. But when I went back and looked at that chat, I tried finding it, and you can't see it. It's not there. But all of Donald's chat messages are completely gone too. But you see where people are talking to him. Brandy says, either way, I think the upset was because the person who did the ban didn't own it. Yeah, Mr. Lee felt that she was lying, but she was saying that she didn't do it. So, my potential, I thought maybe we could compromise and say, well, maybe she did it accidentally. Because I've done that. I know it can happen. But then again, if you've been a mod a long time, surely you know. And then also, I wonder if, Bullshit Odyssey Carrie is a mod on that channel himself. So he could have slipped in, not said a word. No one would have known he was there unless they checked the participants list. And he just jumped in quick enough to ban Donald. That's possible. But Mr. Lee said he saw the message that it was Cheese Freak. Oracles and Beyond's here. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Donald says, Brandy, absolutely believe Mr. Lee, but I think Carrie was involved. So you think Carrie told Cheese Freak to do it? Brian says, we thought Lee was hacked. He was so out of sort. Yeah, I've never seen him behave like that. But he emailed me. So unless they got his email account too, but he emailed me today as well. So I don't know. I don't think he's hacked. I think he was just pissed all the way off. Mr. Lee had enough. His eye was hurting. Brandy says, I've timed someone out by accident before too, but I said something right away. Yeah. Timed out. Yeah, well, I didn't just time out. I hid Space Cake. Miss Space Cake. I hit her on accident. But so it meant all our messages would have been gone. And Sanders here, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Everybody be on your best behavior. Michael says the first person ever to make me a mod was Joe Snyder. Yeah. Joe doomed the world. Oh, surely not. Oh, looky here. We got ourselves another bot. Hit the hide, hit the 3 dots, hit the block user, get the hell out of here. Joe says, I wouldn't brag too much about that, Michael. I'm not a good judge of character. That proves that. Pyro says, Pickens must have been slim back then, Joe. Yeah, Russian bot. Dang, they just showed back up. We haven't had a whole lot of them here for a little bit, but now they're back, I guess. Chessboard says, Michael Hayway, are you able to get through the doorway with that wrench? I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. Huh. I drag it by one end. But yeah, to top it off, Mr. Lee was so out of character that night, and we were here like an hour over time, which we've done that before just because, but this time it was because of Mr. Lee being all upset. So that was that whole thing, and then later on that night, I see that video from Pat about some similar stuff, like mods potentially doing banning people they shouldn't and stuff like that. That was just wild. It just made me wonder what the hell's going on around here. I mean, I know I've run into mods abusing their power before. I'm not saying everybody was abusing their power necessarily, but to get to see this happening, in a couple different places all at once, it just, when it rains, it pours, I guess. Donald says, if you read my conversation with Carrie, you would know why I think he's involved. But you said you're making a documentary of some kind surrounding all that. We anxiously await that. If so, Pyro says it's apparently bigger than Donald's. Whoa. Sorry, Donald. Joe says my advice is join a cannabis club. Things are looking bright since I did. For advice for who? That won't help me none. I've never even tried the stuff, and I don't ever intend to. So, that wouldn't help me much. Squatch Talk says Carrie has a phone number. Anybody want it? Donald. I mean, I have no interest in talking to him. I've seen all I need to see on his channel, and I think he's just in it for the money, and that's it. And unfortunately, he's getting it. He's got his little GoFundMe over there for 168. They've already done 168, but he's still got his GoFundMe trying to make, I think, 20 grand. So maybe that's what we should do. We should do our own, try to get funding for our own investigation. I don't know. I personally, I think that if I had the right equipment, this would be a no-brainer. This would be no problem. But with what I got, which is one trail cam and a couple cell phones, and that's about it, there's no way in hell, there's no way in hell I'm catching any video or pictures. Well, it's possible. What I do know is, look, when most of these people, you see them, they go out there and they just openly walk in. They're not in stealth mode, okay? They're not, and they're just not. Most people aren't willing to go full stealth on this shit. You got to get into those woods without it being known that you got into those woods, which means you are waiting for a thunderstorm and you are crawling through mud. Yeah, you're not walking in anywhere, and you got to conceal your entry, into that situation, which means maybe you're crawling through a culvert and you're taking it slow. And somehow you got to carry your equipment through all that and have something on you to conceal your presence that looks like the native cover and looks really good. And then I don't know if these ideas of these things being able to see a broader spectrum of light, that could be a problem. I don't know. I tend to think that's not the issue, because what I see morphologically is human. It's straight up human. It stands upright like a human. It has feet that are like human, just bigger. The minor differences that people always harp on doesn't matter. Whatever that is, has the vast majority of our same evolutionary history, right? Because closest thing we know of for sure we got is the chimpanzee. That thing has an opposable thumb on its foot, and it don't stand upright. I mean, it can sort of, but it don't typically move around like that and stand comfortably upright. What I see is human, which means almost 100% it sees roughly the same as we do. It may have better night vision though, because if it's taken to a nocturnal existence and all that stuff. But so you got to keep that in mind. You might be dealing with something that sees better in dark. It probably hears better than you, but it's not too far off from humans that you might think, well, it can see electromagnetic fields and shit. I'm not ready to embrace that one. They're just saying hello. Tall One says, I was one of the first people to get kicked out of Bigfoot Odyssey Facebook group for calling Carrie a hypocrite for supporting Zasky, but talks bad about pareidolia pictures. Yeah, he's a hypocrite for more than that. One of my big things that hacked me off was in the chat was, in every show he starts out says, oh, don't cuss, kids watch this, but then he brings Zasky on over and over again, dropping F-bombs. Well, I may be strange about this, but isn't dropping F-bombs on video worse than typing it in chat? But he lets it slide. You know, hypocrite. And pareidolia, yeah, freaking pareidolia. Crazy. Scott Shaw says, word on the street, Kerry has walked away from 168. Yeah, that's what people are saying. You know, after he got this money, because he got some money. I don't remember how much they'd earned on the GoFundMe, but and on the GoFundMe page it says they plan on doing 7 installments. So I don't know. I don't remember hearing there was going to be multiple installments in the beginning. So I'm wondering if that is something that was changed. Can you go back and change your GoFundMe description? I don't know. But I don't remember hearing about multiple installments until after the backlash from 168 when it came out. And then then I started hearing about a part 2. And then I look over here on GoFundMe and it says 7 parts. There's going to be 7 parts of this. You know, maybe I'm misunderstanding something. So if so, he's earned money to do that. You know, people gave money to GoFundMe for a 7-part thing, and he walks away from it. Well, you can't do that. People gave money to something. You said you were going to do it. Now you got to do it. Donald says I have Kerry's number, and he still is in my DMs. Heard that too about the walking away. Tallman says I'd like to know about the donations everyone did for the 168 project. Well, there's a GoFundMe for it. I can't remember the exact title for it. See if I can find it again. Just a second. Oh, what do you call it? Here we go. I think so. I think I found it. It's called The Bigfoot Odyssey with an exclamation mark. They've earned $11,406 so far in donations, and their goal is 20,000. Yeah, it says here a few words from Kerry. We are raising money for a 1-week expedition for 10 people in South Florida. This money is to go toward the equipment we will need to conduct active and passive research on the Aboriginal Sasquatch that inhabit a specific area. The resulting film from this expedition will consist of 7 parts at a total length of 18 hours edited. All donors will get this expedition free of charge. No one has ever tried what we're planning, and we're most confident in the team we have chosen for this epic expedition. Thank you for your consideration. Yep. And then there's some words of support below. Good on you, Kerry. I know. And someone says, I know deep in my soul that these creatures exist. I hope you all succeed and stay safe. Somebody says, watch your 6. Humanity needs to know this information. I like what you do and share, get the info out. Yeah, half these people probably don't know anything about him. Whatever. I don't believe anyone could sneak up on a Sasquatch, says Brandy. Possibility. Rusty's here. Welcome. Says, hello, everyone. Carrie didn't do what? What do you promote those donors? Didn't deliver what he promoted those donors? what he promised. Joe says, I can by accident. Yeah, see, that's what makes me think, because people have kind of stumbled up on them. So, when you got some folks say, well, they're psychic and stuff. Well, if they're psychic, then no one should ever surprise a Sasquatch, ever. So then people will respond with, well, different ones have different abilities. Yeah, you know what? I can put the link. I forget that I can put links in the chat. Hold on a second. I will drop that. Right. Chill. There's the link to that GoFundMe. Tall one says, not sure. I know he had an Amazon wish list people bought for. Brandy says, I have a different take on it. To me, it's their home, all in the wild. Their land, not mine. Go in with respect and good intentions. Don't seek them at all. Just have an adventure and see what happens. And no tech. Ida says, hello to Rusty. Meredith doing better. Zasky, tall one says Zasky swears on BO on purpose as a power move carry. You could, yeah, possible, very possible. You think he's the dominant one in the relationship? Randy says he didn't walk away going in November. Oh, that's for a new expedition though, right? That's for the new one. I don't know. The way I'm reading this on the GoFundMe page is just for this one expedition they've done. There's supposed to be 7 parts. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to stretch this thing into some bigger thing. Did he make enough money on the first part so he figures he'll just keep getting donations for the expedition, just keep going out and making more nothing burger 168 videos and omitting a lot of the people that are even there, like not even showing some people, which has alienated some just for that. Taking the Christopher Noel with him, Porky Squatch Man, Poltergeist, Bingo. Meredith says, Sandra, I'm fine. Just learned not to fall asleep on my phone. I called my daughter 2 times too. Pat says, Kerry will never bring BF evidence to the world. Just his story. That's it. Yeah. Paul one says, didn't Kerry just buy a new truck but was asking for gas money last year? I don't know. I can believe it. You believe they had an Amazon wish list too? Joe says, well, you need gas for a truck, Brent. Duh. Rusty says, I want to go on a free Bigfoot vacation. Yeah. Paul one says, haha, very true, Joe. But usually we buy our own. Well, I wouldn't begrudge him earning funds to go on a legit to do this legit. But I think he's just in this for the money and that's it. I don't think he really, as long he knows, as he goes out in the woods and they see some stuff that, I don't know what that was, and then dude was talking the other night about something crossed the trail, and it was if that was an alligator, it was too big to be an alligator, is what he said. But yeah, it was probably an alligator. You were in Florida. you know, or something else. I don't know. I haven't seen the video. If I could see the video, then that would might be able to do something with it. But at this point, that whole side of the Bigfoot community probably afraid to show any video because, like Christopher Noel, everyone's going to look at it and say, "Well, that's not a baby Sasquatch. That's a porcupine." And they're probably going to look at this, whatever this is that crossed the trail that's supposed to be interesting. People are probably going to look at it and say, "Well, that's an alligator, guys," or a wild boar, or something else stupid. Papa Craig's here. Welcome. Freaking chat's locked up on me there for a second. There it goes. Thought I was going to have to get a crowbar on this thing. Donald says, wasn't he claiming lost footage? He canceled the next one till November, lack of funds. Yeah, there's that GoFundMe he has going. All the highs and whatnots. 19 months ago, was it? I didn't even look at that. Raptor Crazy's here. Welcome. Pyro says, Rusty, the eat and greet is going on this weekend. Mostly just people getting together to talk BF, but some may go out. Going to be cold, though. Papa says, Pyro, I should have left an hour ago if I was going to make it obligations. Ruthless is here. Welcome. Oi, oi, oi. Rest says Pyro is somewhere I can look it up. And yeah, she has a new orb video. Raptor says, hello, Ida. How about Sandra? Sandra was here. Tall One says they're going to think what they're told to think. Yeah. You seem to be catching up, it seems. 67 minutes of lag. Oh, so you're not watching live, you're starting from the beginning. Ruthless, are you dried out yet? Says chessboard. Did he get wet? No, as the rain is returning, 300 mils predicted over the next 24 to 48 hours. 300 mils. That's what's that? 30 centimeters, which would be what, like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to convert to like 12 inches or something like that. What? It's a lot of rain, man. I'm probably not converting that right. I'm probably way off. It's probably 1.2. Talk about it every week. Sick of ants. Head desk. Don't know about what Bernie said. Ruthless is in the house. Cheese Freak's here. She said, I noticed there were people missing from the first 168. Moog, Stevie, the tall, skinny guy with the Squatch dog from Michigan. The tall, skinny guy. Are you talking about Barry Browning, who got all pissed at me because I was speculating that if anything happens there, because I'm looking at this unfold and I'm like, okay, they got this bullshit artist and this bullshit artist and this bullshit artist and this bullshit artist, and then we have someone like Mogs who you know is on a legit wants to find something, and Stevie, and some of the others. And so I wouldn't put it past them to fake something. You know what I mean? Because these other guys over here are all, bullshit side of the Bigfoot community. And I wasn't saying they did or that I knew they did or anything. I was just saying I wouldn't put it past them. Zasky makes a business out of selling shadows and bush pictures and claiming there's faces in them. They need to up their hoax game, and what I'm seeing there is an opportunity for them to do it. So they got their team of bullshitters, Porky Squatch Man, um, 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 lie about a stolen audio man, and so on. Oh, did I say that? and Paradelia Man, and so you got this team of guys that might have it in their heads to put a guy in a suit in the woods, or just have someone out there throwing stuff or hooting and hollering, or anything could happen. This is why I won't do. I really don't want to go out with a team of people to do anything. I'm gonna go alone. I've always gone alone. If I'm in the woods, I'll just go alone. It's better that way. It's easier to stay less detected that way. The more people you got, the more likely everything in the woods is going to be like, there's a lot of these upright naked apes running around. I'm going to get the fuck out. So, 1,000-year flood, huh? Awesome. Well, now you know how high the water can get. We still have, we have already had 500 mils over days. They had over 3 foot of rain last week. Ruthless says, may switch accounts and check on blockages. Pat says, I think it's fair to say the 168 is dead and should be, was doomed from day one. Yeah. The Dara flag. Yeah. Smuggled the correct M. Hi there, buddy. Raptor says, I take it you were talking about Carrie from Bigfoot Odyssey. Is he saying he's going on another trip in his backyard? Apparently, something like that. Pyro says, Papa Craig, yeah, me too. There is a local Bigfoot get together in my area. Also, good to know your local researchers, I think. Chessport says, Papa Craig, it's a small M like his other parts. I don't know. Oh, I don't think so. Chessport, no slack for the guy. Ruthless, as you can all be ruthless. New Agers. Troy says, maybe Mogs and Stevie can do a show on that. If they film, they could make their own episode, tell their experience in the field for that time. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way. I mean, so far, I think there was a flash of Moog's face at some point, but that was it. I don't want to watch it again. It's been a while back, and I only watched it so I could, fairly assess it. Cheese Freak says, not Barry Brown, and he was in the 168. The guy was like 6'7", 100 pounds. He had the sweetest guy. I asked him about him, and they said he was no longer with the research group. A guy that's 6'7". Now, the Lost Cryptid Conservatory, he was there, and I guess he had a team of guys with him, but the guys, I don't know exactly what happened. Anyway, they've had a falling out. So, are you talking about the guy, and I don't remember his name right now. I lose names sometimes. The Lost Cryptids Conservatory channel. Is that who you're talking about? Because he looks pretty slim. I don't know how tall he is, though. Or was it one of his guys that he's had a falling out with? It sounds like it may be as well, but Joe says hucksters, word from the old timers dictionary, means shyster, con man, disingenuous. That's almost exactly like a scene out of The Next Generation where Data is trying to figure out what the guy that had been asleep for 300 years in a cryotube said. The guy said, "Well, I thought it was just a bunch of hooey," and Data's like, "Hooey? Oh, yeah." And he started giving synonyms for the word hooey once he accessed the data, because that's what Data do. He accesses data. Michael Haywood says, I had a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Has Kamala flown to Poland and EU yet? I don't know. Is she? I mean, would she? I think that she should go to Ukraine and do some real damn work. Because the only thing she's ever done in the United States to get where she's at is suck a lot. I mean, anyway. Chessboard says Ruthless Icon is fighting a cold or something. Papa says it was your turn to watch her, Ruthless. Ruthless says Michael actions speak louder than words. Maybe hard road to hoe. It's an authenticity thing. Anywho, moving on. Nikki says, if Jeff isn't having a show, do you guys want Harry Man late night, maybe 8 p.m.? Absolutely. I'm sure everybody would love that. Where's Mr. Lee? Mr. Lee should jump on there because Lockbeard will be struggling to stay awake as it is. Trumpy Bear's here. Welcome. Ruthless says chessboard not cool. Not the coof. Yeah. What coof? You know, it's funny how nobody's talking about it hardly anymore now. It's kind of, they lifted the face diaper mandates just in time for the State of the Union address. Look, I hope everybody remembers, like next year, you tell me if there was really a thing. It's all scam, man. They convinced everybody there was something out of the ordinary. It's just a flu for most people. Some people it was other ailments, but well, and then there's another wild card situation going there. See, this is why people were saying, well, I got these slightly different symptoms, got a really bad flu in 2019, so this thing must have been going around a little earlier. I'm like, no, you need to listen to what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is that part of this deal is to cover up something fairly new in our history that's happening to us now, that is making people start to get a reaction, and it's taking a time for it to start happening, but it's happening, and they need to cover this up because they don't want you knowing about this. They don't want you to know that that what's happening to you, why people are going to be getting sicker, and what the telecommunications industry did to make it happen, and the government let it happen. They need a cover story. Oh, you got the symptoms for the coof and you tested positive. And what we already talked about, the test is bullshit. The test is bullshit. It don't tell you anything. Because so when you tell me, oh, I tested positive, so the test don't tell you anything other than you got a positive on a stupid test. You could get a positive for lockdown, and they were amplifying it a lot too. You could amplify. You could take someone, give them the test, and then amplify it a little bit more, and it would show positive after giving them a negative the first time. Or give them the same test like Elon Musk. Took the same test 4 times, got 2 positives and 2 negatives. It's totally just a flip of the coin. But I'm sure nobody wants to talk about that right now. Donald says, sure, Nikki, you can tell us who finished the puzzle first. Yeah, somebody who's going to jump on there with her. Tall one says, I'd probably be free to hop on if you did, Nikki. Awesome. Sounds good then. So you're talking about like in an hour from now? Oh, for Cheese Freak says I'm only 5 feet, so everyone is like 6'5" than me. The coop went away when Ukraine came along. Yeah, it just disappeared. They stopped talking about it. People are still getting sick in the world and dying from various things, and that one thing is killing people. But it's not what they tell. That's not what they're telling you. Rutha says Huckster is such a great descriptor. Apparently Harris is going to the EU. Good riddance. EU, you can keep her. Joe says, I have to roll, folks. It's been fun. Made it through another without getting blocked, banned, or timed out. Yeah. Does Alex have a show tonight? I do not know. Let me see if I can. Oh, Blake is the Lost Cryptid Conservatory. I don't know if that's who you were talking about. That was tall. Well, let me see here. Yeah, it's Monday, 7. So in an hour from now, Sasquatch Out of the Shadows is supposed to be on. So just about an hour and 6 minutes from now. So we got an answer to that question. Raptor says that's not funny. Yes, it is, Raptor. It is so hilariously funny. Come on now. Just gotta laugh at this shit at this point. Ruthless says probably no nukes, but it'll get uglier. Read between the lines. they what read between the lines from what? All I know is we're seeing our best, one of our best Bronzeswagger suckers over there, because that's how she look. I know this. I don't know how much I say. I know a person who was a cop in California who told me all kinds of interesting things. Had interactions with Kamala Harris as she was coming up, and yeah, it's not bullshit. She slept her way up the ladder here and there. And so, they're like, well, who could we send to the EU to slurp some people off to get them to do what we want? Icon says, I'm not dead. Yep, I'm getting better. Feeling happy, so happy. I guess I should apologize to Sandra for all that, what I just said. Cheese Freak says, we need Mr. Lee. I haven't gotten my daily spanking and I'm feeling neglected. Oh, damn. Now it's getting kinky. Papa says, Lockbeard, the algorithm is, screw the algorithm. I put it in code well enough, I think. What's up, Icon? What's up? Not dead yet. Getting better. Feel happy. Oh, so happy. You has been invoked. Yeah. Papa Craig says, hi, Icon. You're so pretty and witty and wise. Havana Syndrome, G5, spitballing. 2 hours, 3 hours from now. 8 o'clock your time is? Yeah, because it's almost 6 now. So that's 9 o'clock my time, right? So yeah, that'd be 3 hours from now. So it'll be Nikki's planning on being on 3 hours from now. Alex Petikov, Sasquatch Out of Shadows is going to be on in about an hour. And I don't know. Since Pine Island's not on, I guess there's nobody else on we're going to care about tonight. Well, some of y'all might. I don't know. I could pull up the guide on screen if you want. I was quoting Monty Python. Ruthless says, Icon, no, probably the shortest email reply I've done today. I'm doing 5 things at once this morning. I have my stick out for the officialdom I'm dealing with here locally. As usual, I'm having a hard time identifying what you mean, but Chessboard says, Icon, to hear your voice, but it's a little muffled. Glad you feel better. Run away. Now I have a powerful expose of Pecker Maru. I'm about to give up on reading your comments. You know that, right? I can't understand half what you're saying. Ties back to U.S. corporation. I gotta get it to you. It shows the ties to it there in your systems. Icon says, Ruthless, same here. Watching the stream on my phone, plowing competition when I'm on a computer scanning. On the other while watching the dog. Just got done with dinner. Later when I go live. Diesel. Freaking computer's so bogged down for some reason. Ruthless, man, I don't want to see your Pecker Maru. Take your word on it, though. Cheese Freak says, dude, she slept her way up the ladder. I've been going down the ladder all this time. Yeah. She yeah. She's that's how she do it. Ruthless says, the Icon, I'm on my PC at the moment, miss way too much in chat on the droid. Papa says Kamala worked her way to the top in the casting, no political bad. Worked her way to the top in the casting? Good evening, good sir. Working on my coherency for you, Lockie. Icon says Poland can keep camel toe? Yeah. She'll fit right in. Raptor says Sasquatch America is on at 7 Central Time. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Are they on tonight? Where's that at? There it is. No, they're not. I don't got them listed for tonight. They're on Thursdays. Scott and Hannah, Squatch America, they're on Thursdays. But tonight we got Alex in 1 hour, exactly 1 hour. Pilot Island Research is scheduled at that same time, but he's not going on tonight apparently. Nikki's going to be on in 3 hours for a special live stream. There's a few other shows going on. Entity Voices, Paranormal Evidence is supposed to be on in 2 hours, but Squatch people may not be interested in that. Something to Sasquatch about used to come on 2 hours from now, but he hasn't been. His channel hasn't been active. Some of these are more ghost oriented shows. A lot of these aliens, Horsefly Chronicles Radio, the Angel Rock. But yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on tonight. Is Raptor being good? Oh yeah, Raptor's being good. Cheese Freak says, Lockbird, you may need the Navajo to translate his comments. We're gonna need something. We're gonna need an AI code cracker. Chessport says Lockbeard Kelto was also good friends with Brandon's son Bo when he was Crooked Attorney General of Delaware. Is that what that means? That took all the sheriff's powers away except sheriff's tax sales. Sure looks like corporation structure operating in the USA as well on a scale, though, Ruthless says. Michael says, you get a gold star at midnight, Raptor. Raptor says that Michael, I'm trying apparently to get unblocked on Squatch Talk. He should have you unblocked now. You're unblocked. Icon says, Ruthless, check out Donegal Online YouTube channel. They just posted the plowing match. It's quite relaxing as always. But the motors sound awesome. Icon says, you chance to stop by my stream later. Need to figure out how to unblock someone. Yeah. I mean, you'll just need to, you know how to get to your YouTube studio, right? Go to your YouTube studio. Or to your channels or whatever they call it. Man, my computer is moving slow. Yeah. Click on your picture. Click on YouTube Studio. See, now I'm forgetting where it was again, but I'll find it. As soon as I look at it, I should remember it. And then was it settings on the left side there? Is that where it's at? And then, yeah, click settings on the left on your YouTube Studio page, and it brings up a window, and then click community on that. And now, boy, I got a bunch of blocked people on this channel. Bunch of block bots. Actually, hold on a second. I might as well share the image. Share it. Hold on just a second, Icon. Let me wait. Share this tab. So let me expand this a little bigger. There we go. So that's your YouTube Studio page, right? And you see over there on the left where it says settings, down in the left corner there, click on settings, and then you have community right here. Click community, and right here is your hidden users. You can set blocked words, but moderators, approved users. But here's hidden users right here. Not sure if I should go through and unblock all the ones on this channel too or not. But that's it. Yep, everybody wants him back. Papa says, wow, I've watched the plowing content since the hogs ate Ma. Some music overdub, kinda. Should have concentrated on the tractor sounds. Donald says, Icon, no, I watched an interesting plowing video a while back of an antique steam tractor pulling a multitude of plows. Yeah, Icon's got a channel. Yeah, it's Icon. It's kind of just it isn't like obvious, you know, to click community for me for some reason, but I guess that's where you got to go. Now suddenly I'm caught up in chat. Did I skip a bunch? This thing's jumping around a lot, but I guess I'm caught up. So what else going on out there? Some people think we're starting World War III. I don't know about that. I think it's just all a game they're playing with us. Make us think there's these horrible, huge threats out there, you know, keep us distracted with that. So we're not paying attention to, you know, stuff like taking care of the corruption in our own government. They want to keep us under control. So they got to keep us scared of, you know, pandemics and wars and all this stuff. Eventually, you know, the winds are going to change. And, you know, they're starting to change. People are pissed off about all this stuff. They're seeing what's going on. And when they do, you know, all these social media platforms that have been, you know, blocking people and manipulating the narrative to help push the lies of the government and the media and the media and the government themselves. All of those people are guilty. They're guilty of a crime, psychological terror. They terrorized the people of the world, and they took away people's rights in the process as far as free expression, trying to talk about, you know, what's really going on. And so there's a whole bunch of people that need to go to jail. All the people in the media that help perpetrate the propaganda and the lies, they need to go to jail. Everyone at YouTube who helped make these decisions, you need to go to jail. You guys violated the rights of the people, free expression, and you helped perpetrate psychological terror upon the people. That's what you did. And delete this video if you want. It'll just be on. It's going to be on Rumble anyway. Screw you guys. And it's going to be on Odyssey, and it's going to be on BitChute. So kiss my ass. YouTube, you do not have the right to do the shit that you're doing. You just don't. The internet is free space. you can't step into the public square and then set up your business and then start violating the rights of the people that are using your services. You can't do that. Your option is either don't go into the public square trying to operate your business, or you operate it according to the laws of the land of the people that are utilizing the business. So this is a worldwide public square, but you kind of gotta deal with me according to U.S. law, and you gotta deal with someone in Singapore according to Singapore law. But your best bet is just to err on the side of liberty anywhere you do business. But you guys didn't choose to do that, did you? Icon says, Donald, those big bang plows or something else. Love watching steam work. These guys are talking plowing. You didn't even know. Uncle Bones, welcome. Welcome to the chat, man. Icon, tell about your channels, please, says Michael. Yeah. You can post your, well, no, you can't post your link, can you? I'm going to try and, I don't know if you can hear it, but my computer's making a lot of noise because it's just bogged down. It's all them CIA satellites linking up with my shit right now. So it's slowing everything down. It's checking with my chat. Boom. There's Icon's channel. Pop out this link. There's the link, Raptor. Raptor says, I think that what they're doing is to make the gas prices go up higher than what they have ever been. Oh yeah, that's part of it. There's a lot more going on, but but the big question is, would this be a good time while Russia's distracted with Ukraine over China? Would this be a good time for the Eternus Empire to communicate with Abkhazia and South Ossetia, and some of these places in these areas that, because see, Russia, former Soviet controlled areas and puppet states like that. Russia likes to try and control all these nations down here and all this bullshit. And anyway, some of these nations aren't recognized, right? Like Abkhazia and is not, and South Ossetia is not recognized. They're both within the borders of Georgia, and Georgia doesn't recognize that they are their own nations. Now, Russia recognizes South Ossetia as its own nation, but I don't know how much of the world doesn't care about that. They don't, they don't. And Georgia sure shit doesn't care about it. And the messed up thing is like, you can pull up a map of this place and see where South Ossetia is, kind of, but the border's moving. Like, it doesn't stay in the same place all the time. They move shit because the Ossetians move it. It's like barbed wire and shit, fence or whatnot. And anyway, they want to be their own nation, and Georgia don't want to let them. And Abkhazia, the same thing. And then there's another unrecognized nation in the southwest of Georgia as well. And I forget their name right now. But anyway, and it's all a mess over there. Those people are always fighting each other, and it's a mess. And it would help if the UN would like stop twiddling their thumbs about shit, but they do. Because see, they don't want to change the lines, and they don't say that. I just feel like they don't want to change the lines. They like to keep things status quo. They don't want to deal with this shit. I don't guess they don't want to deal with these people in these nations that want to be their own nation because they're under the thumb of this other nation, and they just don't want to deal with it. And then a lot of them are like former like British, colonies, and then the British pull out, and then of course now like when that happens, you create a power vacuum and somebody takes over, and then and this is what Great Britain has been irresponsible about this shit because you went in. Okay, first you went in, you took these places over, and you colonized these bitches, and you jacked with the balance, and then you pulled out. And then now, when some of these places are actually asking for your help to get their freedom from some other nation that swooped in and took them over because you just kind of left. See you guys. Sorry we fucked up your country. And now you won't help them. You don't want to get involved. You don't have to send military down. Just send some diplomats. Say, hey, what can we do to kind of get you guys to like leave these guys over here alone. They don't want to be part of your nation. You guys suck. You're marginalizing them somehow. In some cases, they're enslaving them. They have less rights than other people. They're economically treated lesser, and it's just a mess. Just a damn mess. And with the UN doesn't want to, when you have a situation where there was a treaty made, promises made, and then the UN says, well, we're going to work on this referendum on this deal, and then nothing happens for 20 years, and then you wonder people start shooting at each other. Stop dragging what's the UN there for if you're going to drag your ass for 20 years while people are freaking dying? Freaking UN's useless, man. They're only effective when they want to do shit for them. They're looking out for themselves. Fuck everybody else. Fuck everybody. Forget all these people dying in all these places. They don't care. When you got the Somaliland, which has managed to separate itself from Somalia and create a pretty nice little country going there. Things are good, it's you can visit there and safely but the UN won't recognize them as a country. They are their own country. Recognize that they exist, but they won't do it. Because Somalia can barely control itself half the time. They got too much inter clan conflict going on, and they got this these crazy rules with who can how power is divided up. It's just freaking. At least the piracy is kind of under control down there, but that wasn't really. Somalia can't really take credit for that. Screw Somalia, man. It's a messed up place. And then there's another division of Somalia called Puntland that kind of wants to be separate too. Raptor Crazy says, Uncle Bones, hope you had a great day. Yep. Papa Craig says, Raptor, man, the oil companies are loving this. Yes, they are. Well, see, and that's another thing. I mean, while I'm talking about Africa, there's all kinds of resources in Africa that aren't hardly getting tapped because these, because Africa is a mess. They might. I don't know that they would be ever better. I don't know for sure that they would be better off if they weren't colonized and all that bullshit didn't happen. But it sure is a clusterfuck right now. And you have some of those countries that are poor, even though they got lots of resources. It's just messed up. You got warlords and shit. You got insurgencies. You got you know rebels all over the place. You got you know you got countries like freaking Morocco that needs to get the hell out of those southern territories. Get the hell out. You guys have been fighting over that for decades. Get the hell out of there. Those people don't want. Why do you have to take that territory? You got your own country up, chow. You don't need this down, chow. Why are you willing to fight over it? The other country, was it Mauritania, was fighting for it too, but they backed out. Albania is supporting the other side, so at least they got them, but helping them. But most of the world will not recognize them. I'm like, I don't understand why. Okay, sure, Albania in their case, they were like the last. Was they the last one? No, it was their neighbor to the south. Last country on earth to uh, to make slavery illegal. Although just because something's illegal doesn't mean the law is enforced, and that pertains to a lot of Africa. But yeah, what a damn mess. You got countries over there where most people speak English, even. They could easily be integrated into the international community a lot better, but for whatever reason, we got this whole cluster. I mean, Somaliland wants to, join the international community. They don't want to be part of the cluster. They want to be, they got tourism and stuff like that. They want that. They don't necessarily want to be colonized, but they want good, peaceful relations with the rest of the world and to be recognized like they deserve. Raptor says that chessboard, that's a possibility. 350 my area right now, going up again in a couple days. You're welcome, Michael. Oh, that was the Icon Sees Mr. No. Is that the wrong one? Is it the other channel? Posted Icon Sees Mr. No. Still haven't found your other channel, Icon. Chessboard says Raptor crazy, and now they're pushing Ukraine as the world's breadbasket, and to expect food shortages and huge prices increase. Well, yeah, well it was kind of a breadbasket for Russia. That's true, but if they're going to try and make me believe in the United States of America that I need one bit of food from Ukraine, that's bullshit. I don't need shit from Ukraine. You just can smell the bullshit on the whole situation. Ukraine isn't, necessarily. It got people, and people are taking side. They're making it a political thing, left versus right. Who's supporting Russia? Who's supporting Ukraine? As if Ukraine is totally innocent of lots of corruption. I mean, should Russia attack? I don't know. Russia's going to do what Russia do. Russia's going to do what Russia do. Let it, and you had that whole Crimea thing, and so now it's kind of semi-separate or whatever, and those two regions in the southwest of Ukraine. If I was Ukraine, I would say, look, if you guys really do not want to be part of this nation, then we wish you well. We'll draw new boundaries, and we hope we can have positive, peaceful relations with you, trade, and our people can visit each other, because a lot of people on your side will have relatives over here and vice versa. And that's what the United States should have done with the South instead of killing 600,000 Americans. There's totally a peaceful resolution. But see, once a government, these governments look out for themselves. Once they get power over a territory, they just can't stand to let go of some of it. They just can't stand it because they want more is what they want. But that's almost always the problem with someone that gets power is they want more power. You know, and that cup never gets full. And that's not the kind of person you want for a leader. And unfortunately, they get so much power that you have a hard time getting rid of them. And high gas prices in Oregon. Look for Icon the Great. That's my tractor channel. Maybe boring the most. Oh, so you're doing a live on your tractor channel? Hold on. We'll pull up Icon the Great. There it is. Let me get the link for that as well. Icon the Great. Hello, Emma. Welcome. Not too far behind. I'm in Kentucky, says Raptor. Oh, too late. I already got it. Crappy ethanol mix. Sandra says, "Oh no, I subscribed to a tractor channel." No, that's not that one. This other link is Raptor says at Chessport, Russia has always wanted Ukraine because of the river and the way the land is to roll out the army if they have to. Papa says Ukraine has been Russia's breadbasket. That's where the culottes were, according to Stalin. Some highs and hellos. Don't know what SD is. Donald says Icon, love tractors myself. Just got mod status on a tractor pulling channel with a free hat. Same shit, different day. Raptor says chessboard. Sanders says to Emma, I am doing good. Thank you for asking. How are you? I don't know if I said hello earlier, if I typed it wrong. Raptor saying hi to Sandra. Icon says, Sandra, I can assure you that you at least won't see the C word on my tractor channel. She will be glad to hear that. You belong to a tractor club? Yeah, as I recall, that's one of their major crops. Yeah. Sandra Piper says, thank you. That is wonderful to know. Papa Crick says, I can just see Kamala calling Lockbeard a culotte. She will mark somebody's words. Mark somebody's words. Volunteer. Yep, a member at one and volunteer at several others. Huh. A culotte. Raptor says that Icon. No, that's pretty cool. Quite a few in my area in Kentucky. Whoops. I think chat's jumping on me. Lots of old school people visit the channel, and I keep it as family and relatively non-political as I can. Only ever had to delete one commenter that dropped the F-bomb everywhere. Well, you could go like what we show, because on that same place where you can unblock people, you can also put banned words there. So if you don't want the F-bomb ever to show up there, just put it in that list there. Hello. Well, it's too cool. When I hear that, I think of the shorts. I've heard of it, didn't check it out yet. Have it loaded up for later. Emma, you gone over this old guy's head. Raptor says, Ukraine is not in the UN, so other countries that are in the UN cannot help them with war. Yeah, it's just UN's useless anyway, man. If the UN does something, you have to ask what's in it for them. You know, the people that control it. You know, look who has permanent say over things in the UN. You know, they didn't make it where it's not equal. It's not equal. The United States and Russia are two of the ones who get the most say in the whole situation. And China. And then we're supposed to believe Russia and China, like these people, they're all working together to screw over the people. Great Britain, like that's that's the UN. That's who's really controlling the UN. China, Russia, United States, Great Britain. You, I already read that one. Icon says Raptor, Kentucky has some great shows. See plenty online. Shorts older people used to wear. Raptor says at Icon, so does Southern Indiana, Southern Illinois, and Southern Ohio. Family Channel does my heart good. Papa Craig says, "Oh yeah, Emma, I had a long time ago trying to learn the difference." Chessboard says to Emma, "The youngins don't know what the cool allots were." And I forgot what kulot means in Russia, but it's bad. What does it mean in Russian? I mean, other than F, you know. It just means the F word. I thought, but oh shoot. Oh, I never did get that link. I pasted it down there and I didn't hit the chat button. There's the link to the other channel. I thought I put it in there. Australia in the house. Mark Dahman says, "Good day. Hope you are all well and safe." Yep, Mark. What is up, man? How are all them Aboriginals doing down there? Been wondering how they, because I don't know how many tribes you got, but we got a lot of tribes in America, and if one of them managed to convince the government to give them independence, and all the other ones are going to be asking for it. So I bet Australia's thinking the same things. Like, we're not doing this shit. Like you had that one tribe down there, the Yadinji. I guess they wanted to do their own driver's licenses, and the dude, he was like a former journalist or something, and he was running around with his tribal driver's license because he felt like, you know, that's all I fucking need. Screw the Australian government, right? Anyway, he got in trouble. He's like their foreign minister or something like that. I don't remember, but welcome me as a friend on Facebook, Sandra. Oops. It was a word used to chastise peasants who withheld grains from the Bolsheviks. Raptor Crazy says those areas constitute most of the people on the tractor forums too. Oops. Thank you. Jen, welcome, Jen. What's up? And Sasquatch Wizard and Irondex. Bunch of people coming in here. We're 2 hours in, about to go off. But welcome. Thanks for coming. I'm probably going to wander over to Alex, Sasquatch Out of Shadows here. He's starting in 23 minutes. So probably going to head over there. Yep, certainly going to do that. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing live streams every day. I don't know. Like, my computer's been really throwing a fit. It do not like doing that multi-stream stuff, and I you know, which the convoy, they're at DC circling the Beltway, so they're there and they're making their stand, and we'll see what happens. Mark, what part of Australia are you in? Because I know Australia is really big, and those 2 tribes I've mentioned may be really far away from you. Like, there's tribes in the United States. There's so many different tribes. There's some tribes that probably most Americans have never heard of, but they're here. Emergency declaration was declared. Mark says, we are all wondering how this reparation is going to be paid. It has started in one state, not all at this time. The thing is, it is a federal issue, not state. Yeah. I've got a solution for them. They need to recognize the sovereignty of at least one, but you got the 2 that are asking that I'm aware of: the Yadinji tribe, and the Murawari, who they want to have what they call the Murawari Republic. Just roll in there and say, we recognize your independence. We recognize these borders. That's your country. Thanks for coming by. and then when the other tribes say we want reparations, like, well, no, no. If you want independence, we'll section off a piece of land, and you can be your own country, and we won't worry about you. And I don't even know, like, the Northern Territory, like, it just, like, that's just a drain anyway. So they could just give them all that. I'm sure there's tribes that are already there, but you know, Northern Territory, like, most people don't know, Northern Territory is not like a real state, because it doesn't. When you look at the map, it doesn't indicate that it's anything different from the other states, but it's a territory of Australia, not a state. not a proper state. I don't remember. Like, you may use different words for it. You don't call it states. You call it something else, I think. But it's the same difference as United States, right? We have United States that proper states, and then we have territories that aren't proper states. And the Northern Territory in Australia is like that. And from what I understand, it's an economic black hole. Like, the government would probably be better off just to say, well, we don't, screw you guys. We don't, you're outside the Australia. We're not, supporting you anymore. It's what we should do for California in the United States. It's a state, but we should cut them off. Say, because they were talking about secession anyway. So, you know what? You guys think you're great? Okay, we'll cut you off. And because they suck up money out of everyone else in the United States, so screw them guys. Their state's going to hell in a handbasket for a reason. The more money you throw at something, the more you screw it up most of the time. It's just what happens. You have to be real careful how you spend your money. Everything's got to be controlled. You got to make sure all the vultures don't come out figuring out, oh, how can I get my cut of this? I'm going to act like I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do with the money, and I'm going to take a cut for myself, and then I'm going to do a crappy job at whatever thing I was supposed to do with the damn funds. That's what happens. Driving home, can't type much, says Sasquatch Wizard. Hello, Sasquatch Wizard. Hope you're okay doing, says Raptor. Doing okay. Jen's asking if Pop Craig's doing okay. Not if they like the idea of states anymore. Victoria, you're in Victoria. Province. Yeah, province. Papa Craig, only the state of confusion. He says, oh God, yes. Now confused. I wonder if Alex thinks Stacey Brown's flair is legit. Should it be an interesting show? Was that who he's going to have on there tonight? Stacey Brown? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Mark Dahman says there are approximately 500 tribes in Australia spread across all states and territories. The reparation is to be paid to those affected by the stolen generation up to 1977. It's going to be a lot of damn money. At some point you got to ask, well, do we all just need to just say, look, that was history. No one alive today was involved with a lot of this shit. We just got to look forward instead of looking back. That kind of thing. But yes, sir. I think it's contagious. Raptor says, Mark, Dogman is so Australia trying to get rid of the tribes, basically, is what you're saying, or no? No, Raptor. They're talking about giving them a bunch of money to pay them for wrongs done to the tribes by the Australian government in the past. It's not going to fix anything, though. It's just going to screw things up worse. When they throw money at tribes here, all it ends up doing is causing problems. Because everybody thinks, oh, they're giving me money. That's good. No, it's not good, and it ends up creating dependency on the government. You get corrupt people in the tribal government, and because everybody's thinking about how do we get that money? How do we get that money? I'm like, you guys are just selling your souls for white man money. You know that, right? You're selling your soul for white man money. And then, of course, you end up with rampant alcohol abuse, drug abuse, domestic violence, all these things, and they never. People need to stand on their own 2 feet and find a job and do a job. If you're just waiting on a government check and you're just sitting around, like I knew this one guy once. All he did was get a check. He was in a tribe, and what did he do with his life? Well, basically nothing. He didn't work. He just drank all the time and smoked marijuana all the time, and that was his life. And shoveled lots of food down his throat. He was just pretty much morbidly obese. Not disparaging him. I'm just saying it did him no favors. He may think it is. Oh yeah, I got my check this month. Yeah, but this is your life. Drink, smoke, eat. And that's it. But Mark says, no, Raptor. One state premier has decided to announce this reparation out on his own. The other 6 states and 2 territories have not been included in this announcement. It is federal, not state. So there's one state doing it, and it's not the federal government. Huh. How many tribes? You said 500 tribes. A lot of tribes. And one would hope that every culture and every language can be preserved, but it's really hard in this world today. Like that's one of the values of the Eternus Empire. One of the things was to work towards a future for the world where we can be all interconnected, but we also preserve all cultures and all languages. But we have to do that. We have to go forward doing that. We have to consciously do that. You can't just expect it to happen. Languages are dying all the time. Cultures are being marginalized all the time and gradually fading away. The only way to preserve a culture is to have a homeland for that culture where they can exist among their own people and maintain that culture. That culture you can't, because people are like, oh, multiculturalism, it's great. All this cultures, multiculturalism. Let me tell you what multiculturalism does. Multiculturalism destroys multiple cultures. That's what it does. You throw everybody together in the American melting pot, and what do you got? I mean, you got people we got our American culture now, but all the cultures that went into us, like I don't identify with English culture, Irish culture, French culture, Swedish culture, Cherokee culture, Choctaw culture, or Chickasaw culture. And that's most of my ancestry right there. I don't have any connection to any of those cultures, really. I mean, I still speak English, but that's just because the British Empire took over half the damn world and forced half the world to speak English, and now it's become, a major language in the world. But and that's probably not going to change anytime soon. We do need a language for common communication, but we also need to preserve all the I don't know. probably a lot of people don't give a shit about this. But I think we need to preserve all languages, like have the people be able to still speak their language. So many elders in so many cultures out there are saddened as they watch their grandchildren not learning their native language. All they learn is somebody else's language, and they're watching their culture die. So these cultures are dying. Multiculturalism destroys multiple cultures. It's not. It's not a. It's not. It's good to visit other cultures. That's a good thing. The only way a culture maintains itself is if they have some degree of isolation in their homeland, and people are losing their homelands, or they're being encroached upon and blended out, and they just go away. And people say, "Oh, you're against mixing." That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that does destroy the culture. You say you love multiple cultures. Well, what's going to happen when this culture of people here gets completely blended out? They don't look the same they did before. They look pretty much like everyone else around them. They don't speak their original language. They don't worship their original religion. They don't engage in any of the original cultural practices that they had. It got completely destroyed by your multiculturalism. I mean, you tell me you love multiple cultures because you're a multiculturalist? You are, Jesus Christ. Can't look around at what's happening. They of course America's blended all the shit anyway, so we might as well be what we are. But let's say you got, like, people like to bring up, well, Mexico doesn't like to let people in. Well, that's good. Mexico should not let people in. If Japan's sitting over saying we don't want to let immigrants in, at least only in a slight trickle. If you let people in slow enough, they can't destroy your culture. Like they get that you can absorb a small amount. But if you just open the floodgates, you might as well just put a weapon to the head of your culture. You're going to destroy it. It's going to go away. And and that is going to create less variety in the world. And that's, I don't think, is good. Sandra says, I hope to see chat a little bit later. Have a good night. Mark says, it's not as though there has been no support previously. Lands and titles have been returned. This is just something else. Retro says, Mark, understand now, as long as they don't lose the tribes, they need to keep them around. The tribes all around the world after World War III will populate the world, not the rest of us. Well, and I've talked about tribes, like those of us who have kind of, technically I'm a member of a tribe, but most Americans wouldn't. If you ask them, what tribe are you part of? Like, well, I'm not in a tribe. I'm just some Heinz 57, mostly European mixed blood. I think we should go to a culture back to a culture where, you have a strong tribal affiliation. That's hard for people to imagine now. Didn't get the notification? Yeah. Same here. Had to unsubscribe and subscribe to hit the bell notification, and then finally got it tonight. It's a chronic issue. Yeah. Mark says there's approximately 3.3% of the Australian population who identify as Aboriginal. This equates to approximately 800,000 of the entire population of Australia. Icon says Mark is abo. Still a bad word there. Mark says the culture is embraced in Australia. There is welcome to country ceremonies at every important event. The Aboriginal flag is flown everywhere. Icon says yes, very bad word. or Mark says to Icon, yes, that's a very bad word. All right, guys, I'm going to end it. I'm probably gonna wander over there to Sasquatch Out of Shadow, see what Alex got going on tonight. So thank you all for coming. See you next time.